You lose foodies, but it doesn't matter. You're just buying time, delaying the night elf. So we are on Northern Isles now, and still Thorzain versus Foggy, obviously. Foggy is going for the greedy creep camp here, but it's standard because this map is so big. Here you cannot play aggressive. I mean, there's nothing you can do to stop the night elf to creep this camp. Absolutely nothing. So he's gonna get the amazing item, and of course Thorzain is going to do the same. Let's see who gets the best item. Come on, mana pot. Mana pot. Foggy got... Foggy is so lucky. Oh, so Foggy got the mana pot and Thorzain got the greater healing. Both pretty lucky, but the mana pot is better. Because you can kill more foodies or more rifles. So Foggy again, Lady Luck, helping him to get an edge in this early game. Oh, and I like what Thorzain, look at the difference. I like what he's doing right now. He's not playing defensively like the previous game. He failed. Like I said, I don't know the chronological order of this game. I don't know which game was played first. But anyways, I prefer this approach. Now he's being aggressive and he's going for the creep jack. So he's not trying to expand, which is viable because this is the map where you can expand actually. I feel like if there's a map where you should expand, it's Northern Isles, while on Last Refuge you should be aggressive, but he's doing the opposite, he's being aggressive here, but it can still work. He's trying to delay the keeper a little bit, while doing some creeping with the foodies. And making sure that Foggy is not expanding, but he's going to be expanding sooner or later, cancelling this Wisp. But Foggy is aware and is microing well, and he gets a level 3 nonetheless, so I feel like Thorzain is not achieving much again. But he's gonna get level 3 as well, creeping this camp, maybe with a little bit of help from the militia. I don't know if you can do that only with foodies, I don't think so. I mean, you can, but you take a lot of damage. Ah, but he's got... No, it doesn't have defense. He's going to trade a little bit of HP for wood. Essentially, he's gonna save a lot of wood by not calling the militia once again, so I think it's worth it in the end. It doesn't matter if you lose a little bit of HP on the footman. Calling the militia a lot of times is really hurting your wood, so you want to avoid militia calling as much as you can. Already 5 archers for Foggy, and the alchemist is once again faster than Thorzain. Ah, because he's going for the MK again. I don't know about this MK, guys. I don't know. Romantic plays a lot of MK second as well, so it's not uncommon. It's quite common, but Infi, for example, always gets... Recently even Infi got MK second, so... In the previous patch we always saw alchemists. Now there looks like a lot of humans are switching to MK second, which is like a must versus orc. Versus orc I would always play MK second. I don't like alchemist versus orc, but versus elf I feel like alchemist is so good. You can acid bomb all those archers. Ah, because he's going for the MK again. I don't know about this MK, guys. I don't know. Romantic plays a lot of MK second as well, so it's not uncommon. It's quite common, but Infi, for example, always gets... Recently even Infi got MK second, so... In the previous patch we always saw alchemists, now they're... Alright.
Town is under siege.
Foggy got Goblin Merchant here. Amazing items, even got the Wand of the Wind, and Thorzain again is contained on his side of the map. He can't really get the contested... I mean, on this map you want to get this and this, or at least one of the two, right? Foggy got both of them. So again, he's in control of this game.
Job done.
So it looks just like it does everything a little bit faster.
Lock the money. Our forces are under attack. I come to cleanse this land.
And this is the time where you need to push. I mean, it's going for a tier 2 expo maybe, but normally this is the timing I'm talking about where the Night Elf doesn't have anything, only archers. But of course on this map you cannot really do that because this map is terrible for this kind of fast rifle push. It's too big, and so I think that on this map you must expand. If you don't want to go for the fast expo, maybe go for the tier 2 expo, but at some point you need to expand this map. But it all comes down to the early game. I mean, Foggy is getting too much done on this map. He's creeping everything, all the most important spots, even the red spot. It's gonna be 4-3 soon. With this camp it's gonna be 4-3 with amazing items. Even got the clock of flames, the devotion aura. MK still not level 3. I feel like he should pull. Okay, nice. He should give all the experience to the MK right now. He's gonna get level 3 at least. So experience wise, actually it's pretty even. But Foggy's got the better items. Because Crystal Ball sucks. Clock of Flames is better than Crystal Ball. Like Crystal Ball is absolute bullshit. It's gonna be sold. If he got, like, I think the only way Thorzain could get back into this game, but maybe if he got the Endurance Aura. Endurance Aura is amazing, you can get it here. With that, maybe. But with this terrible item, we already have 2 Mountain Giants now. There's no expansion in sight for Thorzain. Resistance skin and the hardened skin are coming at the same time. Thorzain is going right 3, which is the tier 3, which is the right call. So I'm expecting Inner Fire and Paladin. But the problem is, how do you fight against a upcoming expansion? And how do you fight without knights? The only way you can sustain this invisible keeper. Of course there's no reveal, there's no sentry, magic sentry, because who would research that, let's be honest. I would never research a magic sentry versus elf, maybe versus orc, but not versus elf. So this is not a mistake by Thorzain, it's just you would not expect this move. And there's no arcane tower here. Keep in mind the arcane tower is in the front. So Foggy is going to do tremendous damage here. In terms of time wasting especially. Also getting 2 peasants. While Thorzain is stacking, so he cannot replace those peasants. The wood for Thorzain is wrecked. And he's going to get... He's being wrecked in this game, let's be honest. Like no chance at all. There's not a single opening.
Job's done.
Contained on this side of the map from the very beginning. So what can we learn from this game? Since Foggy is actually a very passive player, he creeps a lot. And he doesn't do shit on your side of the map. Because he always goes for level 3 in this type of games. Against a player that plays like this, you can just expand on this map. Because the problem of Last Refuge is that the creep camps are all close to each other, so Even if you expand, if you let your opponent take the best items, you need to have presence on the map and you need it fast. Because if you let the elf creep both of the goblin merchants, then you lose the game. That's the problem. But on this map, you can let the elf creep a little bit more if you have the expo. But you need that expo.
Job's done. Research complete.
All the games that I remember where humans won, for example TH versus Moon on this map, on Northern Isles, where TH won the Thunderfire Cup, where with an expansion, very nice clap by Thorzain here, look at the damage.
Upgrade complete.
That was a good clap. Ah, this one not so much.
Our forces are under attack.
Like I said, MK, good hero, but the problem is 2 claps and you're out of mana. If you don't get the pendant or something, without Brilliant Sura level 3, which is far away, you're gonna be struggling. Paladin 3rd now, Frag Shards, very important upgrade, Inner Fire, so... The problem is that Thorzain is not 1 base versus 1 base. He's up against an expansion, and he doesn't have any wood, he cannot expand himself. So, when you're forced to stay AFK like this and you cannot move, in Warcraft 3 usually you've lost the game. I mean, it's not over, you could still win with some like epic micro, but it's definitely far behind. Because when you are controlling the game, you move freely on the map, you do what you want, you can be aggressive, you can go creeping.
To serve all believers.
When you are forced to stay at home to wait for your hero, it usually means that your army is weaker than your opponent and you know that, so you need more time. But in that time, your opponent is usually mining, which is exactly the case, camping, getting double income, and preparing to have like 6 mountain giants or something like that, which you cannot absolutely fight. Just look at the
Your building is complete.
supply.
I stand ready.
Already 10 foot ahead for Foggy, plus the expo. And these 4 mountain giants, they will not die. Rifles are 2-0, but it doesn't matter because there's hardened skin. If they didn't have hardened skin, it would be a different thing. Let's see how much damage does the clap actually. Pretty decent. It would be decent damage. The problem is these guys have 1600 HP, so they don't die. Nice detonates by Foggy, depriving Thorzain of all of his mana. Paladin still has mana for 1 Holy Light, but is going to be targeted. There's a staff saving him, but look at this amount of archers. So like Foggy is playing the most annoying, abusing Night Elf style. The most abusing Night Elf style consists in skipping Dryads, entirely skipping Dryads, just massing Mountain Giants and Archers. This is the most annoying, abusive Night Elf Mountain Giant style. You don't need Dryads, so you can't kill anything, you don't even get the experience from the Dryads because these Archers have insane range. They don't die even if you snipe them. You have to invest a lot of focus fire just to get 1 archer. You don't get any experience from killing 1 archer. They do insane damage. They can be easily replaced. And like I said, they don't give experience. So it's 10 times easier to face mountain giants and dryads than mountain giants and archers. And that's why I like the alchemist. If you get the early alchemist, you can wreck the night elf in the early mid game. When they get the alchemist, you can win that fight with foodies versus archers. It's possible if you get the alchemist, but if you get the MK, you're always behind. and Foggy absolute control of this game. 75 food versus 65 only for Thorzain without an expansion. The only thing that Thorzain has going is the upgrades. Upgrades are good, because the mountain giants are still 0-0. Only now Foggy is finally researching the upgrades. So let's take a look at the moon juice. Moon juice is pretty bad actually for Foggy, but he's got the alchemist with almost full mana, so he can heal up those MGs pretty efficiently. If Paladin was level 3, then I would give some chances to Thorzain, but this level 1 Paladin is not gonna do too much, can be easily sniped, just offering a bit of healing, but look at the damage on this MK. By the way, he's got the greater healing, and the mortars are wrecking the archers finally. I really like those mortars, but the Mountain King under pressure catches another Holy Light. Nice micro by Thorzain, but the Paladin, as I said, is gonna be focused so easily. Paladin is down, however, only level 1 hero, the MGs are dropping low. And MK is level 4! Actually very good fight for Thorzain here. Foggy is kind of getting wrecked. The frog shards. Very important upgrade. Almost certainly turning the fight around for Thorzain, almost turning the game around for him. And now, guess what? We have an expansion, but Foggy knows about that nice staff on this keeper. And how are you gonna stop that? That's so annoying. That throws Thorzain back into the Stone Age. Very nice move by Foggy here. If I was the human, I would be so pissed off. I mean, he did such a good job coming back into this game, getting a great fight, expanding behind it, possibly turning the game around, and now this elf just steps on the wisp, which you could never do with human, by the way, because peasants are just too slow. Wisps are so fast, they can hide efficiently. If your opponent catches them, you can just detonate them and deny the experience. The peasants are not even nearly as valuable as wisps are. Like, what can you do with peasants? Nothing. You can't block units. With wisps you can block units because they're fast. With peasants you cannot block anything. They do give experience, so you cannot deny the experience by detonating. And you cannot hide them in like hidden trees or stuff like.
Our town is under siege. Our forces are under attack.
So typical Night Elf move. And Jan, it just keeps doing that with the staff, being annoying, delaying the human, buying a lot of time for himself. So see, with this little move, with this very annoying move, he bought the time to heal all of his MGs. Now they are 1-1 upgrades. There's no front line for Foggy, only for archers though. But the problem is this keeper is full mana, and the number of MGs is increasing. Actually no, it doesn't have any mana. What are you doing, Foggy? You don't have mana. I thought it was full mana, but nope. This keeper is absolutely without mana. Let's put slow speed on this fight, I want to see. MGs are taking a lot of damage, archers are getting wrecked by the mortars, so now Thorzain needs to pull back with the mortars. Nice staff, saving that one unit. We have 5 mortars with 2-0 upgrade that do insane damage. But the problem is you have no front line, so it's hard to defend them. MK, can he throw a big clap? Nice clap, but only hitting 2 archers, not all of them. Paladin once again is under pressure. This Paladin, this poor sad Paladin. There's another staff though. I think Thorzain has double staff, right? Yeah. Very nice double staff, I like that. Very useful. Worth it, the 250 gold. Expo is mining. So it looks good for Thorzain actually. It looks pretty good for Thorzain here. All these MGs are low. But the problem, it needs a big healing scroll, it doesn't have it. With an healing scroll it would win this game straight here. It probably doesn't have it, MK is low, still has Evil Pot. But these MGs just don't die. There's a region scroll going on for Thorzain, but it's so slow. Oh, but Foggy is tipping out. And Thorzain is stabilizing with that. Now he can even switch to Knights if he wants to. I don't know, however, if that's worth it, because the Knights just die to the Archers and the Entangle. It's quite silly. They shouldn't. I mean, Knights should never die to Archers. Let's be honest. They should never die to Archers, but they do. Knights do actually die to Archers, and. I had the. That's why. I'm dropping some frames because I had my stream open behind. Fuck that.
Our forces are under attack.
Okay, no, it's fine.
Research complete.
$70 food for Thorzain. Foggy is at 80. Now we have like 6 mountain giants. Let me count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Yeah. Archers are 2-0, MGs are 2-1. I don't know why he's getting the damage upgrade instead of the... I mean, why would you get the damage upgrade? Let's be serious. Why did you get the damage upgrade? You just want to have the armor upgrade. You don't need the damage upgrade on the MGs. Just put the damage on the Archers. Maybe misclicked. I don't know if that was on purpose. Because it doesn't make any sense to me. With Inner Fire, level 5 Archmage, I guess is gonna go for Brilliance level 3. No, he's choosing the Water Elementals. Level 2 Paladin, now he's got Divine Shield, very big upgrade for Thorzain. Mortars absolutely wrecking the MGs, but the Mountain King is under pressure. There's no Evil Pot, oh, nice staff. But the Archers are not dying. Paladin is under so much pressure. There's another staff, but Thorzain is not using. And the Archers are not dying. He needs to kite more, he needs to kite more. Look at the value of the fractures. It's beautiful to see. Look at the damage on these MGs. The damage is actually very high. The problem is they have 1600 HP. But looks like Thorzain is holding. He only needs his MK back with full mana. Nice mana pot. And then this should be his fight, and Foggy knows it. And gets the fuck out of Thorzain base, and I think Thorzain's got this game at this point. He only needs level 3 Paladin. Once he gets level 3 Paladin, he will be unstoppable. Because the Paladin will provide so much healing for the MK, you can keep him efficiently in the front line. The only thing is, I don't know why he didn't get the Brilliance level 3. I don't know why he went Water Elemental. Tome of Retraining now. So it's gonna be Brilliance or Blizzard? Let's see. Come on, get Brilliance, get Brilliance, get Brilliance.
I stand ready.
Get the Brilliance level 3, get infinite mana and you're gonna win.
Our gold mine has collapsed.
I think he wants to retrain to Blizzard, to be honest, because he sees that those MGs, they are all clunky. So I think he wants to get Blizzard. I would get the Brilliance Aura, because Brilliance Aura level 3 is just insane, guys. It feels like patch 1.27, where you actually had mana, because in this patch you never have mana as human. Really, you don't. Before you used to have mana, actually, before the Brilliance Aura nerf. So I would get the Brilliance level 3. But I think it's gonna get Blizzard. Because with the Blizzard, he can wreck those archers. So I think the good call in this game is to get Blizzard. But both are extremely good. Because you still have the mortars, so... And he's gonna get... I think he got Brilliance. And Blizzard. Because Brilliance is still out. Illusions vanishing in 1 second. Treants doing absolutely anything. Absolutely nothing. MK is gonna be healed successfully. However, this Holy Light is still only level 1, so he needs to be careful with this MK. There's a healing pot though, it needs to be popped right now. And the archers are not dying. That's a massive problem again. Massive stomp. I feel like the Blizzard should hit the archers as well, but tremendous job killing all of those MGs. Evil pot on the MK, another clap, and Thorzain is winning this game. Now pretty easily, but this game was so tough for him. When Foggy was creeping all the map and he was like sitting at base waiting for the paladin, that was one of the most difficult moments. But then he took a good fight with the frag shards. Frag shards absolutely turning this game around. It's at 7, this matchup is so absurd. Yeah. What do you mean? Do you play elf or do you play human? I love this matchup. Because I just love it. Even in patch 1.28 when it was the ridiculous Warden level 10 low light winning everyone with Warden level 10. Or Mustangs against elves. I always find this matchup so entertaining. Yesterday I casted the game between Moon and Infi. That was the most epic game I've casted recently. I really like this matchup. While I dislike the human versus undead, which is always the same. Try to expand. Trying to defend with militia while the undead is wrecking all of your peasants, all of your towers.
Our gold mine is running.
At least in human versus night elf we see a lot of action, lots of late games. I think it's very balanced.
Research finished.
Human doesn't seem winnable as elf anymore. I don't know. I played both. To be honest, I play both, so I don't know. I find very hard to beat human when I play night elf. I play mostly human. And I find when I play night elf, I find like the rifles are very strong. But at the same time, if I have time to get mountain giants, I never lose. When I get 4 mountain giants, I think I never lost a game. It's impossible to lose when you get mountain giants. The problem is you have to reach the upgrade and you have to reach enough mountain giants. If you don't, rifles are very strong. So I think it's 50-50. Before, in the previous patch with the imbalance entangle, it was definitely better for the night elf. Now I feel like it's 50-50. And it depends on the strategy and the skill, of course. But you can get wrecked hard as elf, but you can also get wrecked hard as human. I feel like the only imbalanced matchup right now is human versus undead. Of course, that's always been imbalanced in favor of the undead. And night elf versus orc is also terrible. Like night elf is crushing the orc. Like Lyn finally winning some games. I watched the streams, the castings of the recent games. Finally Lyn maybe is winning a few games again, but he got wrecked so hard by every night elf. And it feels like he needs so much micro with the shamans and with the grunt to just kill Anthraces. You need such the best micro in the world to just survive to Anthraces. That's insane. So I think it was better when it was Talons. Talons was boring, Raiders were boring, we've seen these games for years, it was very boring. I know, but still Orc had 50% chance to win. Yeah, that's usually what I lose to. AM, MK, Rifle, Priest, Morse. Yeah. You lose because... well, of course you have to see the replay and everything. If you look at Foggy, how he plays, he played the previous game that I casted. I mean, just look my stream, okay? If you saw the previous game where Thorzain got absolutely wrecked and destroyed, okay? I've played games like that where I get destroyed like that, and then it feels like Night Elf is imbalanced. In this game, different strategy, different result. But there's a lot of skill by Thorzain, because it was not easy at all to reach this stage of the game. And still he hasn't won yet, so... but it looks good. But he hasn't won yet. Because we have a level 6 keeper now! And you know what this means, Tranquility can kill everything! So Foggy can actually still win with the Tranquility, and this is what I mean. When I say the matchup is balanced, but not in favor of human.
I stand ready.
Because it's pretty tough to hold versus rifles. But if you then, when you reach this level and you get Tranquility and the high level Alchemist, you dominate the fights. 2-2. I think Foggy. If Thorzain doesn't get a third expansion, Foggy's gonna win. So what's the win condition for Thorzain here? Level 3 Paladin for sure. Kill the hero. Keep in mind they can disable the Tranquility. Like I said before, now the Mountain King is coming very handy. Because you have disable against the Tranquility. You can cancel that, which is something the Alchemist cannot provide. So game is still very open to both results. Nice clap, nice blizzard. And keep in mind the cooldown of the Tranquility is just so low. So I think it's going to come down to micro. How well can Thorzain micro his MK? Is he gonna have mana? Can he cancel? Nice cancel on the Tranquility.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
We now have 2 knights. If he can get 4 or 5 knights, it's gonna be in a decent position. But Paladin is still only level 2, he's not finding any key. Oh, Paladin level 3, nice. He didn't see that, so that turns everything. But the MK is blocked. The MK is blocked, guys. Is blocked. There should be a staff, however. Level 5 for the MK. Look at the damage on these MGs. And look at the value of the Holy Light. It's Paladin. Like I said, it's turning this game around. But Foggy is fighting so hard. Entangle on the MK. Once again, the MK is just vanishing. Did you see that? Oh my god, is Foggy winning this? Is Thorzain throwing this game with the MK loss? I said that. It's going to come down to micro, and Foggy's microing well. He's microing a little bit better here because he shouldn't lose that MK. I mean, of course it's not easy, it's extremely hard not to lose that, but in a tough game like this you cannot make a single mistake, and that mistake can cost him the game. He can rebuy, but he's going to come out of the tower without any mana, and now the Archmage is under pressure. More and more priests are falling, and Foggy, I don't know how he's winning this game, but he's managing to win this game actually. Because MK, oh my god, just imagine if the MK had the mana here, he could just wreck all of those archers. Thorzain holding on, but he doesn't have an expo. Foggy does. Thorzain down to basically no income. He has to fight against endless region.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
Because there's tranquility. Come on, use the bolt. This is staff, so it's pointless. He doesn't want to waste the mana because he knows that Foggy, the moment he's going to bolt the MGs, is going to be the staff. But if Foggy loses this expo, who wins this? I still don't know who wins this game, guys. I still don't know who wins this goddamn game. And the tree falls. There's a TP for Thorzain or not. He cannot lose his heroes. But the value of the paladin, all the energies are falling for Foggy, and Thorzain once again about to win this game, but he must not lose his first hero. And he's got surrounded, he's gonna lose the Archmage, really? Are you kidding me? What is this game? Thorzain about to win this game, loses the first hero to the sneaky entangle paladin without mana. MK without mana, there's one bolt but the paladin dies. And that's a GG, incredible game. I cannot believe this. He just got out my